So I know I've been bumping my gums for years about, well, what's happened to all these coastal pools, the open air pools, the saltwater pools that used to be dotted honestly, almost every few kilometres across the UK coastline. And then, well, you had cheap flights in the 80s, whatever else, and people became lightweights and quite soft in so many respects, and for not good reasons, yeah. But I am finding that I'm seeing a push towards a renaissance now in the embracement of that. But I would also say it's because the accountants are listening. So plans to restore much loved coastal pools across Aberdeenshire. Now the original link that I found this article, which I can no longer find because Facebook refreshes and oh wait, it's gone. But some of the comments, oh, they were worth sharing. But anyway, let me read you some of this. So, coastal tidal pools in Aberdeenshire could be restored following huge community efforts. Efforts to restore and refurbish Aberdeenshire's historic but forgotten sea pools follow a growing love of wild swimming. Let me translate that for you. Many occultists that were into wild swimming when it came to, well, freshwater places started realising there were some issues with that, not least of which bacterially and about insects and so many other things, and the effect it can potentially have on your brain. Whereas with, smart people many decades before had already worked that out, hence the reason why they had these coastal seawater pools. You could go on, but anyway, in their prime, pools such as Portsoy and Tarlaire on the coast were the natural holiday playgrounds of Scotland, but have fallen into disrepair. However, thanks to the work of local communities, both could soon be making a splash again. Generations learned to swim in Aberdeenshire's coastal tidal pools long before heated and indoor versions were invented. The pools allowed swimmers to enjoy a dip in the sea without the fear of being swept away by a wave. None of this should have been rocket science, but anyway. In the 1930s, the Art Deco pool at Tarlaire was a mecca for thousands of visitors from far and wide. The seawater attraction near Macduff was home to gala days and community events. I can assure you, when you look historically, anywhere they had these pools were quite popular seaside haunts, and for good reason. People would come across from one place in Scotland to another, spend a few days at a B&B or a hotel or a caravan, and spent money locally, yeah? And all of a sudden, in the 80s, you started finding these perceived low-cost flights and the promise of sun, sea, and whatever else. But honestly, when you look at so many places, for example, Spain, their beaches, if it wasn't for the fucking sun. But here we are. But you see, the occultists, well, they're listening. They get it, A lot of minerals in seawater and all the rest of it. And for many children at the time, like myself as a Gen Xer, it was euphoric. It was character building, and you could sleep like a baby at night. Honestly, you could go into so much detail, but we're now at least 2+ generations, possibly 3, into, well, things that they can't relate to because they don't have the experience. But the occultists are looking at things like that and going, yeah, guys like him have got a point, yeah. And they'll be like, this wasn't down to you, Scott, and I don't see it is. But it's an interesting connection of something I've been chatting about for years that occultists would relate to. Because when you look at the occultists, as I said, while they were doing the being back with nature, freshwater pools, ponds, all the rest of it, you've got inherent problems, not least of which insect life, bacterial count, and whatever else. You don't have that issue with seawater as much, not by a long shot. Oh yeah, you could counter it with, well, what about effluent, Scott? Yeah. But I suspect they've got that one covered, yeah? As regards where they're going to be popular again. And let's face it, most of the working class wouldn't touch that. But the occultists will, because they get it. Everybody else, no, I'm going to Torremolinos. Oh, you could go into more detail. but I'll speak to you soon.